Hello everyone, happy Wednesday. Welcome back to the attic. It is nice to be able to spend a little bit of time with you this week. I know we've been shortening the chats to one a week, and I know a lot of you keep asking for more. Frantically trying to put all the cherries on top of a book that's coming out September 1st. My book, it's a memoir, although it's kind of crazy to write a memoir at 30, but anywho, trying to put as much energy I can into making sure that project goes well. So we've just been doing one chat a week, but it is always nice to spend this time with you, spending some time, spreading some smiles and laughs, and just taking a deep breath. So I hope you all take a deep breath right now and just enjoy the next 30 minutes of hanging out with some friends. Today we are joined by Kristin Chenoweth, a performer who I've been a big fan of for very long, and I'm excited to chat with her. She's wonderfully cheery, but also just such a talented performer. So let's bring Kristin in now.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, darling.
How are you?
I'm good, Chasten. How are you?
I'm hanging in there.
You are, of course you are. I mean,
Yeah.
that's you.
Look at your kitchen.
You know, I thought about removing the knives, but I decided they should stay.
You should always just have like a chicken, like on a cutting board, like right there in the background.
Except the people that know me know that I wouldn't even know what to do with the chicken. They know I wouldn't even know. I discovered the other day that I have really nice appliances. Apparently, my boyfriend said, "Your kitchen's super nice." I said, "Is it? I've never been in it." So here I am.
I'm very jealous of that kitchen. We don't have a really good ventilation system in our kitchen. I'm admiring the hood above your.
Oh, is it good?
Stove. So anytime we make like bacon and really anything in the stovetop, the house is gonna be smoky for a while.
Josh, are you listening? My boyfriend cooks.
Well, I love it. Thanks for taking the time.
Of course.
It is so nice to spend time with others. I know, we have to be physically distant, but I think we can still be social and try to enjoy one another's company right now. I was wondering if you could tell us just a little bit about yourself. You have an extensive resume. You've done a lot. But tell me a little bit about where you grew up. So you grew up in Oklahoma.
I sure did.
Tell me how you found your way to the arts.
Actually, I always say this, and it sounds a little weird, but I got my start in church. I grew up Southern Baptist, and I remember the first time they had auditions for a solo for an older person in the choir, and I told my mom I wanted to go. I must have been maybe 8. And she said, "But that's for an adult." And I said, that's okay. I just want to try out." And she dropped me off at the church, and I got in the car, and she said, "Well, how'd it go?" And I said, "Well, I got it." She was like, "What?" Because my parents are not musically inclined, shall I say. I'm like the alien child that they got. So, and I'm so happy that it started there for me, because, I'm a spiritual person, and though I'm not Southern Baptist anymore, I'm still a Christian, and I like fellowshipping with other people that believe like me, but I also enjoy being with people who don't. And music and the arts is the unification to me. In some ways, it is also church. So that's where I got my start. And then my parents just said, "Hey, Casey, if you want to go do New York, or you want to be a kid." And I said, "I want to be a kid," because I had this thing inside of me that said, "You're going to be very busy in your life. So right now, be a kid." So I did cheerleading camp, I did church camp, I did choir camp, I did all that, normal kid, did piano lessons, ballet. I really wanted to be a ballerina, but I'm not very tall, so I missed that vote. But all of those things and all those lessons prepared me for Oklahoma City University and meeting my mentor, Miss Florence Birdwell, and then opening up into opera performance. And then I went to Academy of Vocal Arts to audition. They take about 8 people a year. In Philadelphia, it's one of our country's top leading conservatories after I got my master's in opera and got in. And then I went to an audition in New York for fun. And this sounds very flip, and I don't mean for it to. I just went, and I waited until the end of the day, and they said, if we have time, we'll see you. And they ended up having time, and I got this part. And I had to decide the fork in the road. Do you want to do New York, or do you want to do opera? And I didn't go to AVA. I went to New York, and luckily I still train operatically, and I think that's why to this day in my shows and in things I do, it's all different kinds of music. I love to sing operatically, I love to belt, I love gospel, one thing I won't ever do because I wouldn't want to offend the rap community is rap. But I love it all. I love all kinds of music. So that's kind of my story.
I love it, and I know you're an inspiration to a lot of folks in the community. And I have to say, I knew that you grew up in Broken Arrow because I'd listened to your live album a lot, and you mentioned that you're at the Broken Arrow Performing Arts Center. But I just knew that from listening to the album so much. And then on the campaign, I was just outside Broken Arrow doing a campaign event. And I was like, I believe Kristin Chenoweth is from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. And I got some major applause in the room that I knew that. So
Yes.
They're very proud of you there.
And you know what? Thank you for sharing that with me. I didn't know that you had been there.
Yeah.
I'm proud of. I'm a very proud Okie. Very, very proud Okie. And we're moving along. Not in some ways not at the pace I would like, but also it's my roots.
Right.
Not these ones, but it's my my roots. And I'm so glad that you liked it. And that means so much to me.
I had a great time there. But I was wondering, when you were growing up in a place like Oklahoma, did you think, and this is just me making an assumption, I grew up in northern Michigan and had access to like community theater, but did you think that there were truly going to be opportunities for you beyond Oklahoma when you were growing up, when you were very little? Because you've gone on to do, you did film, TV, Broadway, opera, but when growing up, did you feel like those things were available to you?
Well, luckily I had parents who were like, again, they're engineers, but they were like, we will take you to the opera. We will take you to the ballet. They did. And they just wanted me to find my passion, and that was it. And I knew from way smaller than I am now what my passion was and what I was going to do. I didn't know the route. And I think it's important to say to all, especially your younger audiences who are listening that love the arts, that don't put yourself in a box. Because I never thought I would do TV or film. Remember, all I ever wanted to do was be on Broadway in a chorus. And then you get there and you're not in the chorus because you're too short. I always took that as a slam. Like, how could this be? All I ever wanted to do was, if I could get one chorus job, then I will have made it. But this person and my support system, everything became clear to me that the things that made me different, short, sounding like Betty Boop, at the time looking so young, not so much anymore, but always looking younger than I was, all these things would work to my advantage. So I don't even know if I answered your question, babe.
That's okay.
That's kind
What's remarkable about that is you had a support system and you had parents who believed in the arts. And I'm lucky that my parents encouraged me to keep going back to the Old Town Playhouse in Traverse City. Although I think they just knew it was like an outlet because I had like a lot of energy.
Yes.
And that was like a good outlet for it. But I was very lucky that my parents encouraged me to keep going back. And where you're from too, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but where you're from is so art strong, if I may. Michigan in and of itself. You have great schools. I'm so glad your parents did that. I am truly of the belief that arts does have the power to change lives, whether you become an accountant, run a company, or a singer or an actor. I think
it's helped me. It's helped me deal with a lot of other issues in my life. I'm lucky that I get to stand at my piano over there and work it out. If I can't speak it, sometimes I just sing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So let's go to a rapid fire round, because that you hit on something that is in there. Are you ready for this?
Oh, I'm so ready.
Okay. And these are all submitted from folks on Instagram.
Okay.
Okay. Your favorite kind of pie?
My what?
Your favorite kind of pie?
Apple.
Ooh. The funniest thing that's ever happened to you on stage?
Lost my wig.
In what show?
Babes in Arms at the Guthrie Theater. Wasn't fastened on good, and a quick change, and I lost my wig. I felt air, but I kept tap dancing. And finally a lady goes, hair. And I looked and my wig was on the floor. And scene.
I love it. What was the first Broadway show that you ever saw live?
Gypsy with Tyne Daly. And it was the most amazing performance I'd ever seen.
Oh my goodness. So you hit on this. What is a common song that you sing in the shower?
How do I live my life without you?
What?
It's Trisha Yearwood. I mean,
Yes.
Isn't that weird? I mean,
I love that.
people. I love to warm up with country music.
I have a playlist I'm pretty proud of.
Tell me.
Dolly Parton based. I'll share it with you. But it is the perfect shower playlist.
I need it. And first of all, Dolly is my queen.
Yeah,
So.
well, absolutely. I'm terrible at rapid rounds. I thought this one was funny. What's it like being a gay icon?
Fabulous. Is there any other word?
Well, I mean, you have a wonderful, cheery personality, and I think a lot of people are drawn to that because not only are you like wonderfully talented in a community that we all love, but I think you have a way about you that makes people feel seen and comfortable, which I think is admirable.
Thank you for that.
got it.
Thank you. I'm going to receive that, and also want to say too that for people that are watching, I am basically overall happy person. However, just because you have that, I've also battled, depression, and people don't really. They go, oh, wah, you have glitter, rainbows, and unicorns. I do have a good life, but it's all relative, isn't it? It's relative.
Yeah. We are on the same wavelength today, because my next question for you was, because of that personality, what have you learned along the way in being someone that is, I think you're relentlessly cheery. And someone wrote an article about me on the campaign trail that said I was relentlessly cheery, and I appreciated it, but I also feel like you and I are kind of in the same group. But along the way, what have you learned about yourself, or maybe what you've just learned about life in general when I think you specifically try to put so much good out into the world? You focus a lot on what you can contribute in a positive way. What have you sort of taken out of that?
Oh, I've learned so much. I'm a student of life, and I have learned over the past, especially 20 years, that it's okay to be in a bad mood. And what I've learned is, because people expect, and I'm sure you run into this, that if you are in not the best mood in the world, people think that, you're on a rampage when you're just not, you're normal. And you're like, no, I'm just not in a great mood today. So what I've learned to do is say, hey, you know what, today I'm not going to be in my best. Today's not going to be a great mood. I'm going to try to switch it up, but I may not. I may have to live in this cranky mood, and I just want you to know it. So I've learned that. I've learned that being a perfectionist is amazing, but also you have to let yourself fail and not be a perfectionist and not sweat the small stuff. So, of course, with life, you learn these things, and I'm still learning them because I am a perfectionist, and I am. For sure I am, especially when it comes to my work. I am competitive, mostly with myself. But when I work with others, I find that I want them to be great. I expect. And so what I've learned is to just, come on, everybody has their process.
Yeah. I think it's, especially now with what's happening with COVID and folks are at home, I think there's just such a sense of pressure, I believe, that not only do we put on ourselves, but we also put on other people. And it just, this isn't really a question, it's just kind of a worry of mine. We talk about this a lot on the chat, but I'm watching people go through this experience, and I'm worried that people are being too hard on themselves, and also too hard on other people. I don't have all the answers, but it's just something I've been noticing, especially parents who are navigating teaching their children and working full-time jobs. I don't know, there's a lot of just uncertainty out there, and I think we're all human, and we have to take it with a grain of salt, but I don't know.
No, I think you're on to something, and I want to say this, and this is again not me in the best light. The other day, because I was in New York for the first 7 weeks, and then for my mental health, I decided to take a risk, and I came to California, where I live as well, because I knew I could socially distance easier. Where I was in New York was across from a hospital, which I loved, but it's also with the refrigerated morgues right there in my face. I just began to go down, and I made a decision. And when I got here, I'm walking in my neighborhood with my mask, and being responsible, and I saw somebody with their child walking along, acting like nothing would happen with no mask, and I actually had an anger moment that came out that is not me. And I said, "Hey, where's your mask? And you have that child." Now, first of all, that's not me. And my boyfriend said, Chris, and I thought, Kristin, just because somebody else isn't handling it the way you are, and is, in my view, irresponsible, do it with love. Do it with love and kindness. How you approach life. Please don't let this thing turn you into an angry person. Suicide rates are up. Depression is up. There's lots of things that are up that we must deal with, and there'll be years to come that we will deal with it. But I had to have a readjust and say, do it in kind and love. And I don't know if that makes any, I'm just going on what you said.
It does. I try to, I do most of the grocery shopping. I do all of the grocery shopping. And, I try to only go like once a week. And I have tried to switch my mental framework when I go into the store, rather than seeing every single person who's not wearing a mask and being a little fired up about that.
Yes.
Seeing every person who is wearing a mask and thinking like, oh, that person appreciates my life. That person is thinking about me. That person cares about my family. That person cares about, the immunosuppressed people in my family and in my friend circles that I care about, who we need to keep safe, right? And trying to shift that to like seeing people who are wearing masks.
Thank you. Thank you. I needed that. I needed it.
And we there's a lot to be said about how we go about asking other people to believe in science and think of other people, but sometimes that doesn't have to fall on you, right?
Yes. And again, thank you for saying that. I was at the actual grocery store, which apparently, again, in my neighborhood is very nice. Never been. Josh and I went, and we had a sandwich made by this amazing lady behind the deli counter, and she had on her mask, and I, of course, had on my mask and gloves and all that stuff. And I said, "Thank you for taking such care in making our sandwich," and because she was so caring when she made it. and I said, "And thank you for wearing your mask. I just thank you." And she said, "Thank you." And I thought, it's just what you said. Just what you said, sir. I thought, that's the song I need to write. I care for you, you care for me. I sing for you, you sing for me.
Oh.
I hold your hand, you hold my hand, even from a distance. I don't know. There's something there. I will write it, but you're right. You are so right. That person is doing it for not just themselves, for me.
Right, right. And that is, I think, really important as we continue navigating this. You know, seeing people who, it's very easy, especially on social media, to, you know,
Judge.
Highlight all of the people who are making poor decisions. You know, when it comes to not wearing a mask in the grocery store, etc. But I also sometimes, just for my own mental health, have to think about like seeing all the other people there who are wearing a mask. Right.
You're right. It's a positive way to look at it. It's a
but not being the weirdo that's like mask, high five, because then that would be going against all of.
I know. And you know what else? I want to say about this whole mask thing? I'm so mad that because I love to exchange a smile with a stranger because you never know. I've received smiles from strangers on days I need them.
Yeah.
You know, and so I like to have those exchanges. Nothing said, you just smile. So now we have this thing that covers up our face, okay? So how do you smile? So I've tried to go.
Smiles.
Yeah, exactly. So now I know I probably look like a crazy person, but I am trying to smile at people. And also, I can't hear very good out of this ear because I have just years of musicianship and all that stuff. And so now I'm like, I didn't realize how much I read lips. So I'm just like, oh no, you know, it's just this whole thing is, you are really making me have a better day today though, because turning things into positive, looking at things in the positive way is really what we have to forgive ourselves. We have to lead with love, period.
Yeah. I'm afraid that we're running out of time, so we have other things to talk about.
Okay.
You mentioned writing songs, and we have to talk about something.
Okay.
You wrote a song about Carole Baskin.
Well,
would you like to explain yourself?
yes, I would. And thank you for asking, sir.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm obsessed. Second of all, Tiger King was just down the road from our house in Oklahoma. Remember, he's from Oklahoma.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I only watched one episode. I didn't finish it.
Well, that's
but
okay.
I've read enough about on the internet that I think
I think you've got it.
Yeah.
I think you've got it. But I became obsessed. And I didn't actually write the song. I emailed, in fact, I just want to put this on. I emailed Andrew Lippa, the composer. I said, we have to write a song about Carole Baskin. She definitely killed her husband, fed him to the tigers. Definitely did that. I don't know if he's in the septic tank, but I think he's in the tiger's stomachs. And he said, I'll write it. And it's called Little Pieces. And Andrew Lippa, and he wrote it. And then Josh, who is now becoming a cameraman, filmed it. We did a video, and I'm very proud of it. And he just handed me this. This is my Tiger King. Yes.
Oh.
This is my Carole Baskin Tiger King mask. So there you go.
Wow.
I know what you're thinking. I need to
I'm not
watch.
thinking anything.
I need to watch 2020. I need to read. No. I'm watching Cheer. I'm watching all the Housewives. I'm feeling much better about myself. I'm watching Carole Baskin. That's what I'm doing.
Good. I don't think that, you know, I tried making bread for like a week. And I'm like, well, that's too hard.
Wait, you tried what?
Expensive, you know?
Yes.
Like, I can get a good loaf of, like, local bread at the co-op down the road. Still for cheaper than it takes to, like, buy all the ingredients to make bread.
I think it's expensive. Yes, it's expensive. That's why I get everything in a box.
Yeah, I'm glad you're watching The Housewives, too. I loved Cheer. I got through that. I think that came out when we were on the campaign trail.
It did. It did. Y'all were on the campaign trail. Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. Which Housewives are you watching?
Well, I'm watching New York and Beverly Hills. And I have to say, I like the New York sass best. Their sass, their retorts, but I like the fashion better in Beverly Hills. And I'm sorry, New York. I'm sorry, because I know we're fashion forward there. But for sure, Beverly Hills fashion. Dorit had a ponytail that was as long as me. It was as long as me. I thought, oh, she must be having it hurts her neck. Anyway, these are the things that are going on in my head. Also, I just want to say this. I know we're running out of time, but there's pressure because we have this time. We're forced to pause, to write, to create, to cook, to make something up, to do all these things. And sometimes we just have to go, it's not going to happen. You know, It's okay.
That's what I mean. I mean, you know, I'm grateful. I'm so grateful that I have time to, and I've more, especially now that the campaign's over, more time to focus on my physical and mental health. I think this is the most meals Peter and I have ever shared together, cooked in our own house. I'm very grateful for those silver linings.
Yes.
But I also, you know, and I'm finishing this book, and there are some days where it's like I can't write today. There's just nothing, and I saw this meme or post, I forget where I saw it, so credit to whoever wrote it. It was like, don't feel bad because your body maybe gets a little bigger because, you know, you're keeping yourself safe during a global pandemic.
That's right.
I feel like you don't have to like crush the workouts and like jump on a keto diet and, you know, run a marathon by the time this is over. Like, you can just be. It's okay to just be.
That's amen and shalom. That's it. That is it. Just be. Just be. Faith Hill has a great song called Breathe. Just Breathe.
Oh, yeah.
And I think everybody should listen to it. It's it.
Oh, someone mentioned that it might have been Stephen Smith. He worked on our campaigns. A wonderful person. Okay, I'm going to take notes.
Okay.
Give me, if you were going to create the best Dolly Parton-esque shower sing-along playlist, what would you add to it?
I'm going to always say Islands in the Stream, even though it's a duet with Kenny. I'm going to say I Will Always Love You, which is on my For the Girls record, the best song ever, probably ever of all time, written in a very, yes. I also love, and this is a song that I recorded on one of my albums called Change. People don't know it. I think it was in '83 she did it. Change. Listen to that song. It's the ultimate See You Later, Joe song. And I also love Here You Come Looking. Looking better than a body. That's yeah. So, I mean, also, do you remember the song from Best Little Whorehouse? What is it? You know, I love it. I've gone blank. I call it COVID brain.
You're calling me out on something.
Yeah, you know. It's a Christmas. Hard Candy Christmas.
Oh, Hard Candy Christmas, yes. Absolutely. We've had, I have had multiple conversations with people about how Hard Candy Christmas is the best Christmas song. It's also one of the best sad songs.
The best what?
Sad songs.
I know. Isn't it
love sad songs.
Me too, because you can live in it. You can live in it, and then you can... I'm with you, baby. I'm
going to make sure the playlist I send you has those additions. I love a good, like, 80s, 90s, early 2000s, maybe country throwback playlist. I need some Reba and some Trisha Yearwood, some Faith Hill, Martina McBride.
Martina, what about that voice?
Right?
Love her. All the people you just mentioned.
So great. I was so grateful that Emily, my body woman on the campaign trail, had such a similar taste in music.
In music?
We could just, if it was getting like the struggle out there, like it was just too much, we'd put on some Reba, some Martina, and just let it all wash away.
Oh, I knew that we were going to be friends, and now you've just solidified it because Reba is also my queen. She's on my record. I love her so much. She sent me a great thing. She gave me this great, like, I don't know what you call it, piece of art on the wall. It says, "She believed she could, so she did." That's Reba. Snap.
That's Reba. Maybe that'll be the title of the playlist.
Maybe. Oh yeah, do it.
We'll publish a playlist together. We'll put it on Spotify.
Yes, let's do it.
That's Reba by Kristin and Chasten. You know, how do you feel about Celine Dion? We're going over time, but now we're just going to talk about it.
Come on. Now listen, not only is she great at speaking French because she's from Quebec and she's very, very specific about that. I love her passion. I love her voice. There's absolutely no break. in it. There's no
Yeah.
work. It doesn't seem like it's work. I went to her Vegas show like a big dork when it first opened. I couldn't wait. I love Celine. Renee. She lost her Renee. I love her kids. I love that she lives in Vegas when she wants. I love that she's so badass. Pardon me, anybody who is offended by that word. And there's a song that she sings that I love, and it is called Nature Boy. Do you know it?
Yes, I do.
There was a boy. I love that song so much. I love her. I mean, she's so...
I have to admit, maybe this is too embarrassing for Peter. But
No, it's not. It's not too
he's
embarrassing.
doing this workout. And what's the song called? Like River Deep, Mountain High?
Yes.
This song that's like 5 minutes long, and it gets faster and faster. And I heard it, and I like went running into the room. And I was like, I love this song so much. And then I stayed in the room for the entire song. I was like, oh, what a good song. It's like, please leave.
Exit. Sortie, as she
Some
would
of us
say.
are focusing.
Listen, I'm not judging that. You know that, right? Not judging.
Just be yourself.
Amen.
Celine, God love her.
Celine rhymes with queen for a reason. And she's tall. Like, what would it be just to be one of her legs? I am probably the size of one of her legs. You know what I mean? Like, she's so tall.
How tall are you, Kristin? You keep referencing how short you are.
The truth. Well, I never thought I was that short until I went in show business, and then I realized, oh crap, I am short. I'm actually, at my full height, I'm 4'11". That's the truth.
Well, I was going to try to come up with a pun, and I failed.
You know who else is 4'11"? Judy Garland.
Oh, well, there you go. Just put that on a little card.
Yeah, exactly.
Just give it to people. This was fun. Thanks for chatting.
you.
Thanks for all of the smiles. You've been in so many things that have brought people so much joy. And also, I appreciate you using your platform to spread kindness, goodness, and you're politically active. You've been helping VP Biden on the campaign trail. Because that is a really, really important election. The most important election of our lifetime, probably.
Yes.
Thank you for getting involved and helping us out there. And I hope when this is all over, we get to dance this playlist together in person.
Can we, and can we, when we see each other, when it's safe, I would love a hug.
I would love that too. That'd be great.
Okay. Thank you for all you do, baby.
Oh, thank you. And until then, we'll see you soon.
Amen. Bye, baby.
Bye. What a wonderful person. It is good to spend time with people who make you smile and people who make you laugh. Like I mentioned, I'll be back next week and appreciate all of you taking the time to chat today and just to hang out with us. I hope you take care of, again, reach out to people close to you and take care of them in a way that perhaps maybe we're not so used to doing regularly. Reach out to a friend, send a message, have a FaceTime, send a card. There's a lot going on right now, and I think it's really important that we just take care of the people around us. I know we are not in person, but I'm always thinking of you. I'm looking forward to spending more time with you again next week. Until then, take care, and we'll see you soon.